Y'all, today's show is so good.
But number one, I've never seen an intro like that.
It is my hope and desire that not only will episode 30 still be fun, but episode 300 will be even more fun. You were made for something great, so go and be awesome.
Ten seconds remaining.
Hello everyone, we have a great show today. Awesome show. Welcome to the very first birthday batch of the Renee Speaks podcast. I'm Christian, I'm your host. I'm thrilled to be in this incredible celebration. Now, you might wonder, why am I here? Who is this person in front of me? Well, now, you host their own birthday party, right? So, without further ado, let's welcome the brilliant mind behind Renee Speaks. Please give it up for the host of Renee Speaks, Renee Speaks, alongside the show producer and mastermind, Natalie Mullin.
Hello. I'm
so happy to have you here. Both of you, you're doing an awesome job. Today's just an awesome day for you. We are so excited about it. Please let me know. Tell us all about it. How you feel? How are you feeling? This has been an awesome journey, isn't it?
Oh, yes. Oh, my goodness. Christian, I can't believe it's been a whole year already. Time absolutely just flies when you're having fun. And let me tell you, hosting Renee Speaks has been an absolute blast. I have had the chance to meet so many incredible guests that have, through their own stories, inspired and educated, and they shared their insights with our audience, and even their challenges and their perspectives that just broaden our own horizons and share with us, well, that didn't work for them. Maybe I should take this other step, and just all of the valuable golden nuggets has just been absolutely incredibly amazing. So now here we are celebrating one whole year of fantastic conversations and connections. It's been a roller coaster ride of learning and laughter, but I couldn't have done it without each one of you who have worked behind the scenes to make it happen. And with that, I have got to turn it over and give nothing but the absolute props to May Maryland. Y'all join with me in welcoming May Maryland from behind the scenes to actually show up and share with us her experience working on the show.
Yeah, well, hi everyone. Again, I just want to say it feels so different not being backstage and actually being part of this team. So this is how you feel all the time, Renee, right? How did the show start? I think it was, if I remember correctly, it was in like November or October of 2022. Renee and I were just having like our usual meeting. We meet like every week or every few days. You mentioned, if you remember, that JB, he's one of our teammates, by the way. Hi, JB, if you're watching the replay or the live. Well, he suggested that Renee start her own show or podcast. So I was like, okay, wow, that's a great idea. Well, almost everyone wants their own show, right? So it's really a great idea. Renee was like, well, but I don't know how to start.
Well, I don't know.
We don't know how to start. So, well, I just said, do you remember what I said, Renee?
You said, go for it.
Go for it. Yeah. So I said,
In my voice, though, it was the voice I used from the KCRA news episode. And I said, go for it. May imitated me. She said, go for it.
yeah,
And
go for
that
it.
was the
That's what I
beginning.
always say, right? So let's do it. So we did our research, and we have, I just want to give a shout out. We have this the amazing Chris Stone. Well, he's backstage right now. Chris Stone guided us like when we were starting. He was really incredibly generous to share his expertise. So I had a training with him. So I was so thankful with that training. I also attended, by the way, this podcast training with, it's called Pro VA. So shout out to my Coach K. So we research and ask people to be our guests. So Renee has her friends. We asked them to be guests, but guess who turned out to be the perfect first guest? Well, of course, Chris Stone. But I wanna clapping something.
All the songs.
Right. So, well, it's been a year, and as what Renee said, time flies when you're having fun. So here we are. Hi.
So
Yeah.
incredible. Congratulations. Yes, there's an awesome team behind it. And there are awesome guests too. So thank you so much, Renee and May. And now we've got an incredible lineup of guests today to celebrate. So let's bring in our first guest, Chris Stone. Hi, Chris. I must say, this has to be an exception to the rule. We were just talking backstage about how the opening band is usually like the one you are not there to see, but this has to be an exception to the rule because you were
Please.
our very first guest, and you're an awesome guest, an awesome part of the team. So it is an exception to the
Thank
rule.
you.
You're awesome, and I just want to hear what was your standout moment from your appearance on Renee Speaks.
Thank you, Christian, and thank you, Renee. So proud of this. I mean, so many people quit after 6 episodes, after 8 episodes. But I knew that Renee had that. You see the energy, right? You see that she had the want to. And most people, they have all the other stuff, right? They may have the great camera, they may have the great microphone, they may have the great whatever, but they don't have the want to because they don't have the ability to just go through what you've got to go through to achieve the success that Renee has. But I got to tell you, I mean, first episode right off the bat, of course, Renee and May, they talked about it, just a ton of questions, right? And, these are typically questions that like starting podcasters don't ask. So they really wanted to have this go right. And there were so many questions that when we started the show, I think Renee asked 8 questions at once at the very beginning. And so I was kind of coaching on the fly a little bit. I was like, well, okay, I'm going to answer all 16 of those questions, but I'm going to answer this one first. But it's like the first episode, and we talked about this on the show, the first episode that anybody does when they start, whether it's a live stream, whether it's a podcast, really your first blog that you write, the first thing that you do is not going to be great. It just isn't. It's just not. The good news is nobody sees it. Right? You're just starting, right? So you got to get through the second one. You got to get through the third one. And you don't go to the gym after 3 times and come back shredded like the people in the magazines. You just don't. You got to keep going. You got to keep going and keep going. And lo and behold, I blink and Renee's got 20 episodes. I blink and she's got 25. She's got 30 and she's got great guests. These people backstage, ladies and gentlemen, this makes me even more proud that it's not that she just did this, right? You can pull people off the street to be a podcast guest. There's tons of people who want to be podcast guests, but the talent on the show, Christian, has just been great, and it's really just her laser focus on what she wants to do, how she wants to serve her community, and it's just been a blast to kind of see this journey.
Totally, and there you have it. I mean, you were a guest and a mentor at the same time. In the same moment. So
listen, I feel like I've got to give back to her because what she and her team does for me is just it's just poured gasoline on my business. And so that's really, that's a true partnership, right? Of course, there's price tags involved for what you do in terms of, consultation and executive help and all of these things. But at the end of the day, it's like you don't even blink when you have to pay somebody for a service, when you have a relationship like we do. And it's just been amazing.
So amazing. Totally agree. Let us know, since your appearance, are there any updates in your life or business you'd like to share with us?
I've just been hanging out ever since, for a year, basically doing nothing. I guess I continue to do what I do in terms of Dealcasters, which is my show that I do with Jim Fuse, where we host it on Amazon and we put it everywhere else as well. And that's continuing. And my own business, Cast Ahead, is serving more clients that want to make a show. They just don't want to do all the other stuff that it has to do with it. They just want to come out of their trailers, pull off their robes, sit in front of a microphone and a camera and do the show. And we do all of the rest. And you could see right here on the screen, I did a documentary for one of my clients, Victor Antonio, when he spoke at the 25th anniversary of the National Speakers Association in Orlando. We did a documentary on that. And that's really just kind of been my update. I won't be headed to PodFest this year, unfortunately. I don't know if Ross knew that or didn't know that. Ross, am I breaking news that Ross Brand is backstage? No, I think you knew that. He was on the thumbnail. But I won't be going to PodFest this year. Suffered a back injury last month, and so I'm sort of limited to what you see right here in terms of movement. But I'll be back among the living soon and hitting conventions and speaking and doing all that good stuff.
Well, I can tell nothing is going to limit you.
And you look amazing.
Yeah.
Well, look who I have with me back here. So as long as if I put Renee next to me, I mean nothing can go wrong.
I
Right?
can't help but win. All we do is win.
That's
win.
right. That's right. That's it. Congratulations, Renee. It's just awesome to see the growth, to have been a part of your journey. And it's just really cool. And the other thing I would just make a mention, and we're going to roll to these other folks, is like what I realized early in the business that I was in is that people would ask me all the time when I said that I was in the podcast business, they'd say, well, what is your podcast? And at the time, I didn't have a podcast. And I realized, listen, if I'm going to be working with other people on their podcasts, I have to have my own. I have to carry the bag. I have to carry the sword into the battlefield and stand alongside of these folks. And Renee, what you're doing here and working with others doing that is just it's just an amazing thing. So congratulations. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It has truly been an absolute joy, pleasure, and honor working with you, learning from you, and helping you with your business so that you can be your absolute best and scale and grow. Thank you for allowing us the opportunity and trusting us with your baby as you continue to grow.
You're welcome, and thank you.
Thank you so much, Chris. It's been great having you with us again. Hang out backstage.
Yes,
for now.
I'll be back here drinking the orange juice and eating the cookies you left for us in the green room. Thank you.
Excellent. That's awesome. Well, let us welcome our next guest. Yes, Lavonne Smith is also with us.
No, Lavonne is not here yet.
Oh, she's not here. Oh, okay.
No, not yet.
Okay, not yet.
Oh, wait. Oh, she's on audio only. Oh, she was on audio. Sorry, I didn't see her. My bad, y'all know this is live. Okay.
Oh, just welcome.
Because I was like, even if Wendy talks.
So she doesn't realize that she's on yet, y'all. She's going to come. So maybe we could go to the next guest.
Okay, let us go then. Our very own Coach G is here.
Yay,
Welcome.
I have my pom-poms to cheer you on.
I love it. Love it. Love it.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here with us.
I am
would
excited
also,
to be here.
as one of our awesome guests, what was your astounding favorite moment from your appearance in Renee Speaks?
Ooh, believe it or not, when I was on Renee Speaks, it was my first live guest appearance because I have a podcast myself. She had the
Oh,
opportunity to have Renee on my podcast. So when she, extended the invitation, I'm like, "Oh, sure." And I'm like, "I'm actually a guest for the first time." I'm used to interviewing everyone. I'm used to being the host, not being in to me that's like the hot seat when you're the guest. So she put me in the hot seat and it was wonderful. It was she helped me through it. I mean, because we just gelled very well. So I want to say that is the experience that I had. Being my first experience, I'm happy and I'm grateful it was with Renee.
yes. I'm
Aw,
sure it also helped you get more insight into what happened at the other side at the microphone.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes, it was different, and I was like, "Okay, this is different for me." It was very different, but, I'm always talking to my clients about stretching, outside your comfort zone, that's how we grow,
of course.
and so it was like, "Okay, here you go. What are you gonna do?" So it's like, "Okay, I get the opportunity to grow." So
okay.
thank you, Renee, for that next step for me. I always talk about, growing to your next. So that was one of those that helped me. It was in February. It was my birthday month. It was just a lot of great things going on during that time. I was episode number 5. I remember that. And so it was very monumental, So thank you. And I'm so excited for you, and I'm just cheering you on. I put out the gold pom poms for you, Renee. The
Yes,
gold.
the gold one, number one. I love it. Love it.
And
Love
you
it.
are
It was
very golden.
so
Yes, you
awesome
are.
having you on the show.
And I'm happy to be here. Happy to celebrate with you.
It was also a great opportunity for you to, I guess, practice what you've been advocating for. Push boundaries, grow. That was a great
Yes.
opportunity.
Yes. It's like we say, practice what you preach.
Yes, exactly.
But sometimes I always share with my clients as well that, I'm walking this journey with you. I don't know more. I just choose to give myself the opportunities and the possibilities that are there. And so as I do that, I'm like, hey, let me introduce you to that. And we walk it together. So that's that part that I think, just practicing what you preach. I'm walking through it too. Right?
Totally.
That's right.
Makes
Yeah.
total sense.
Love it.
Tell us, since your appearance, are there any updates in your life or business that you would like to share with us?
Well, yes, there have been some great things. I want to say when I was with Renee in episode 5, I actually was working on an anthology line. It's volume 2 for women leaders, and we actually rate number 1 best selling, Amazon best selling author. So that was exciting for me. That happened. Now, as I move forward, I just started a membership program for women leaders, and it is called Queens Court Society. It's for that woman leader, that entrepreneur, that boss queen. I always say, we're already brilliant and brave, but sometimes we have to own it. That's that stretching beyond your comfort zone. But it
Yeah.
is for them that say, okay, I want to elevate that growth into my next, whatever that next is for you. So I'm very excited about that. The doors just opened this month, January 2024. So, of course, the membership is open. It's always open at this point, and I just look for that continued growth in this and just that collaboration and growth with other women leaders.
Who would you say should really, without any question, subscribe to your? I mean, just take advantage of all the things you have to offer.
You know what? I want to say you're committed to your personal development, your growth and your development. I always say, as long as we're living, we should be growing. Um,
That's right.
so, even in a position as a business owner, as myself, Renee, as we are, still have to continue to nurture that growth. There's always still that next. And
Yes.
sometimes we need that community of other women, or that knowledge of, just to continue to grow personally and professionally, because the better we are, the better we are to serve our clients, the better we are to serve in our community. So that woman that's saying, "Hey, I'm a lifelong learner. I'm intentional about my growth," because that is what Queens Court Society is. We come in that space saying we are intentional about our growth. And so sometimes we can have that intent, but we need a little nudge. We need a push, or we need that community, that support. And so I would say for that woman that's saying, "Hey, I want to stretch myself to that next goal," or "I just want to continue my my personal development and growth."
Totally. There's so many people out there with potential. They just need one vote of confidence,
Yes.
just one person to tell
Yes.
them you can do it,
Yes.
and there you are for them.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Because I always say
Exhausting.
it's already inside of you, right? So I'm just helping you, like, let's bring it on out. Let's, let's
Yes,
pump
because
it up,
how many
right?
people don't believe in themselves, right? And they just
Yeah.
need like an external
Yeah.
light, and then after that they realize, oh, it's inside of me. It is
So
real.
true. So true, Christian. So true. Yes. Yes,
Well,
yes,
that's
yes.
just awesome. That's great. Thank you so much for all
Thank
what you do.
you.
Thank you for bringing that light, that power, that knowledge to our podcast. It's been
Thank
awesome.
you.
All
And
right.
well,
And thank you. And I keep celebrating you, Renee. Keep pushing.
Yeah. Thank you, Coachy.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Happy to be here.
well, I'm also going to invite you to hang out backstage for now as we welcome our next guest, because we're gonna have a game at the end. It's gonna be very, very fun. Trust me. So, are we ready for Lavonne Smith?
Let's take a look. She's still off camera, backstage. She's still backstage and on mute.
Okay,
So when she's ready, then she'll pop on and we'll bring her on. But until
excellent.
then, we'll just keep on moving down the list.
Okay, then it's time for Heather Cadle-Brown to be here. Please welcome her to the podcast. Thank you so much for being here.
Uh-oh, can't hear
Oh,
Heather. Oh, she's on mute.
mute. Oh, on mute. Yes.
So used to doing that, sorry.
Oh, great. Now we can hear you. So happy to have you here. We'd love to hear your experience. What was your standout or favorite moment when you were in our podcast?
I have to say that it's when Renee and I discussed the mission statement of the corporation that holds my insurance licenses, and that is helping other people every day. And that has been the force behind my success in my career with US Health Insurance Belt.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome. There's so much you can learn from very few words. Helping every people every day. How powerful statement that is.
And the acronym is HOPE, Hope.
Yes.
Oh wow,
So fantastic.
that's awesome. Yes.
I did not coin that. We have brilliant leadership with our company.
So great to hear. It's awesome just to see how many things are revealed in just the tiniest things. So I can just imagine, just by hearing that, what your mission is, what is important for your company, what's the vision of your company. It's great that it can be conveyed with only those words.
It is true. It is very true. And it's when I think about helping other people every day, I provide private health insurance plans for people, but not everybody qualifies. So I have to have good resource and referral partners. And that has actually been how I've survived this last year, are my referral partners. I'm a member of a wonderful networking group called Business Networking International. I highly recommend.
Okay, excellent. Great to hear. That's awesome. Now, and let us know by all means, since your appearance, any updates in your life or business, anything that you would like to share with us, just anything at all.
Well, I can't remember, Renee. I know we were originally scheduled for January, and my husband was ill at the time. And yes, I've had a lot of changes. He is since passed,
Mm.
and I have learned a lot through his illness, and being his primary caregiver and getting to marry my my soulmate and my love of my life. So he taught me to be strong, and he helped me understand what is most important in life. And that is
Mm.
not always money. I did say, if you go back and look at the podcast that I got to join, Renee, uh, income is the outcome. But when you're
Mm.
taking care of people, everything else falls in line.
That's right.
It's been a
Yes.
challenging year. I won't lie, but it has been a very blessed year.
Yeah.
Challenges are always a blessing in the end.
Oh,
I
yeah.
guess.
Yeah. They make us better and stronger, give
Yep.
us more intestinal fortitude to keep on going.
You got it.
Yeah.
Totally.
Absolutely.
We're so happy to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us. And well, I'm gonna also invite you to would you please hang backstage and wait for the game. We're gonna have a very fun game at the end. And thank you so much again. Please help me with a clapping sound for Heather. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Heather.
you so much. Our next guest is Lynn Howard, and we're also so happy to have her here.
Yes. Absolutely.
There she is. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you. I think I get the award for the most on time because it's like 1:30 in the morning here. So
Yes.
1:30 in the morning.
I love
Yes.
Renee that much that I am up at 1 a.m. to be on her birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Lynn is in Bangkok, Thailand. So
Oh,
I am
wow.
so super stoked and excited that she has drank all the coffee, had all the Snicker bars, so that she could join me at 1:30 in the morning.
That's right. Might not sleep afterwards, but that's okay. That's okay.
But still looking fabulous and full of energy. I mean, I do not look like that at all at that time of the day.
Thanks.
So
I'm
let us
excited
know.
to be here. Happy birthday, Renee. This is such an exciting milestone, and I appreciate you, and I know all of the guests appreciate just everything that you've done and how you show up for all of us and what you're doing for the community. And so I couldn't have said no ever.
You're the best. I appreciate you so much.
What was your favorite moment, Lynn, being in Renee Speaks?
Oh my goodness, there were so many. First and foremost, I would say the ease of the podcast or the live. And I also host podcasts. I have lots of people on my podcast and vice versa. I'm guests on lots of podcasts, and I'm a systems person. I love a great systems. I love when things go smoothly, and Renee and your team are on point. And I love that you're actually doing that for other people now. So everybody, podcast help, hit Renee up and her team. With that being said, it's just so easy to speak to Renee. I know that we had like lots of ideas of where the conversation would go, and it like totally went somewhere else. And I feel like, there are those that speak, and I talk about this a lot in all aspects of my life and business. There are those that speak in theory and that go through the moves, and there are those that embody. And Renee is definitely one who embodies. She's present. She pulls things out. She creates a safe space, and it's just super engaging to be able to be with. It's it's that like hyped up homegirl versus the limp hand kind of handshake type of person. And I've been on both type of podcasts, and I've had guests on my podcast that are both. So I really appreciate that from more of a structural and the structural kind of aspect. in working with Renee and being on the podcast. As far as my favorite part, though, there were so many little nuggets. I mean, I feel like I'm always talking to my bestie when I'm speaking with Renee, but we definitely went around the generational kind of entrepreneurship and the generational, like, different parts and legacies. And there were a couple of nuggets that were about like the accessibility to resources and funding, and understanding that we're kind of in a transitional stage with generations when it comes to entrepreneurship, and even like in life in period. And there were just so many little nuggets in there that I felt like kind of popped up to give people hopefully some comfort, some understanding, as well as some guidance of like, you know, what our responsibility is and what other people's responsibility is, and how we both, our generation and the generation below us, the younger generation, are really creating the space for the generation after. And I really loved that dialogue. It was a unique dialogue that I haven't dove into that much. Yeah. And the golden nuggets, like those golden nuggets are exciting. Like we could speak forever, ever. So yeah, so many. I don't want to take up everybody's time. So.
When you talk about transition, you make me think of a word called legacy. So legacy is something that not all people, but many people strive to achieve. Now, talking about legacy, talking about your mission, what is Lynn Howard all about? So what can you share with us about what's your mission, any updates in your life or business, anything you would like to share with us?
Oh, how much time do we have? I'll give you the quick answer of that. My purpose / legacy are some of the things that I'm leaving. So some of the imprints, but my purpose, and I've known this for a very long time. I didn't necessarily always have words around it, but I've always known that is to leave each place, person, thing better than when I found it, to create a ripple effect of change and hope, to be able to actually take the cards that we were given, the circumstances in which we're in, and do the best that we can do, owning our choices, owning our responsibilities, and navigating that with the best ability and the most grace that we possibly can, while taking the personal responsibility. As far as legacy, there are so many legacy parts. I would say, I feel like my life has been a testament and a legacy in a lot of ways. And actually, I was listening to our podcast, and I know you're getting ready to ask me another question, but this kind of blends into the last question. Is I just started writing my last book, which just released yesterday.
Wow.
This book is a legacy. And this is more, you know, I have my business legacies, which is the pursuit of badassery, and so she did, which I sent to May last minute. Sorry, May, I didn't know if you knew. It's in the email, and so she did is an actual legacy book, but it's more about the testament of my life, who I am, and how I've navigated the adversities and the things that were thrown at me. And I've lived a very colorful life. So talk about legacy, and it has a lot to do with business as well, but more personal. And so she did, available now. But the pursuit of badassery, I mean, those are my legacy books too, but in the entrepreneurial world. So, and these two were released in 9 months of one another. So there we go. And so she did.
That's so impressive. For someone who is not familiar with your work, who are you writing for? Who should, without any question, buy your book and read it?
Well, depends on which book. The Pursuit of Badasseries are for entrepreneurs and small businesses. So those books are definitely for those that are in the entrepreneurial self-help world. The first one is the blue one, and it's more of a overall catch-all, and the green one is more the sales edition. We'll have a financial edition probably come out in 2024, plus one other edition. We're looking to release 2 a year potentially. I got to keep up with Ross. I saw he has the same thing going on too, like releasing all these books, which I know he's going to be on soon. But as far as And So She Did, this book really is like a hero's journey. Again, I've survived a lot in my life. I came into this life, as some spiritual gurus will say, for it to chew me up and spit me out. And I've really overcome everything that's been thrown at my way, and not just overcome, I've thrived. And this is really a testament. Bring out your tissue box, because there's definitely some really, really emotional, this is a huge act of vulnerability. And so it is for those that like a hero story, that really want to do different with their life, that I definitely would say, I'll have probably a heavier female audience, but I have a lot of males purchasing this book as well, that just want to hear like a woman, how they navigated life regardless of what was thrown at them, because it really is more about the life lessons and navigating all of the things that has been thrown at me. And there's a couple of trigger warnings. I mean, it's very vulnerable and it's pretty raw, but it's definitely taken from a place of like, this is what was given to me. Now what am I going to do with it? How did I get through this? How did I take my own responsibility? And so, yeah, I'm super excited.
So
Yay.
good.
So amazing. Please, more clapping sounds, man, because it's inspiring. I haven't read the book and I'm already inspired. Looking forward to reading it.
Well, it's now available on Amazon. I'm so excited. Audible, Kindle, hard paperback, all of it.
Okay,
So.
I'll be getting my Kindle book
Wonderful.
today.
Leave me a review. I want to hear all the reviews, and get your tissue boxes. Even the guys, I'm telling you, the guys. And I'm not trying to segment guys from females, but as women, we tend to be more on the emotional side. But yeah, it's definitely it'll pull at you differently than what you think it'll pull at you. So.
Oh, I love to cry when I'm emotional. I mean, I'm your guy.
Pull out the tissue box, babe.
I will. And I'm one of those who can't help but sharing what they are reading. So I think I'm gonna bring more readers to your book.
Yay. Awesome.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to have you. Renee, anything else you would like to tell to Lynn? We're on time. I think
it was just an amazing experience working with Lynn. Lynn and I met through this professional organization called the International Association of Women. And we were on a panel of 4, and we were discussing moving your business to the $1 million mark. And she had such great knowledge and insight into the different aspects that are involved in growing a business. She's bootstrapped a couple businesses herself that are super successful in an industry that is non-traditional for women, and just totally killed it. And I was like, after that, being on that panel, there was something that dropped in my spirit that said, do not let her out of your life. You've got to be her friend. Ever since then, we have stayed in touch. And even as busy as she is, she still will write me back and respond to messages, and now even coaching me in my business. And I'm so excited and so thrilled that our journeys are now like this.
Renee, I'm so proud of everything that you've done. And I mean, it feels like so long ago that we first met. I mean, I love organizations, and I know that Heather had mentioned BNI, and I was area director for BNI for 10 years. I love networks. And to me, you're creating this network through Renee Speaks. You're creating, and having us all on here today, like you're creating this pseudo network of individuals that are really just like movers and shakers and here to support not just each other, but more importantly, you. And you deserve this. And how much you've done in this past year, and how much you've really like put in the work, and you're constantly showing up and improving and expanding. Like, it is definitely a true testament to your spirit, to who you are and where you're going. And I could not be prouder to be a part of your journey, not just on Renee Speaks, but as a friend. And yeah, all of that.
So sweet.
You're amazing. And by the way, if you now doing podcasting support behind the scenes. So if you want to start a podcast, if you have a podcast, her team is available. They're amazing.
Yes. I'm so excited about that. In 2024, we're definitely launching the podcast production leg of our business for Executive Help Now. And I'm just so thrilled of the producers that we have on the team who are ready to take your guest experience, just bump it up a notch to the next level, so that from the before the show even starts, during the show, after the show, the whole scale of the guest experience has. We're looking forward to being a part of that with anyone who's interested in starting a podcast and just wants to show up and talk.
Absolutely. And even those that aren't just starting, those that are experienced and don't want to be doing all the back end stuff anymore. Like, it's not just the newbies, it's also you old schoolers out there who are just ready to level up your game and allow somebody else to do the basic work for you. Hire somebody so you can actually use your time for more things that make you more money. So
that's right. Yes, thank you for bringing that up, Lynn.
You're welcome. Hey, gotta give a shout out where shout out is due, please.
Love it.
All right, I'm excited about this game because I'm super competitive. You better watch it, the rest of you in the waiting room.
Oh yeah, it'll be fun, and you're of course invited to hang out backstage for it as we welcome our next guest.
And I do, bye, Lynn. Thank you. Is Lavonne ready? Off camera.
Okay, our next
there
guest.
She is. Yeah, she's back on camera.
Oh. There she is, Lavonne Smith.
I'm trying to
welcome her.
Okay. Wait. Yeah, I was trying to see which camera I needed to use, but I think I got it figured out. Yes. So
all right, there you are. Now we can see your beautiful face.
Welcome. So happy to see
Thank you. Excited to be here. Let me make sure I get fixed right. Excited to be here with my dear friend Renee.
And we are excited to hear. Just let us know, what was your experience with the podcast?
Oh, I've had a great experience with the podcast. I mean, Renee treated me so well and she made me feel welcomed, and that things that I was speaking was of value to her, as she brings value to my life as well. So being on the podcast, especially with when I came on, Renee was really just launching out, and for her to trust me to be a guest on her new baby, it was really such a privilege to be a part of that opportunity. And I did not take it for granted.
Thank you so much. It was awesome to have you. The episode was great. And is there anything you would like to share with us? I mean, just tell the people that might not be familiar with you, what is Lavonne Smith all about?
So I am multifaceted, right? I do work a full-time job, but I also am the owner of LTS Financial Services. I also host my own platform called Into the Deep. It's a ministerial platform, so it's kind of similar to Renee Speaks, but it goes from a different side other than the business side. It goes from the faith side. And so I have a lot of different things going on. I'm a mother, I'm a wife, and I love networking and supporting other women and other people as they do things to fulfill their purpose in the earth. I guess that would be a summary of who I am. I'm a celebration of life.
It's so humbling for us guys to hear what a mother entrepreneur can achieve. It's like, oh boy, I couldn't try it, not even for half an hour. So,
no, you couldn't.
No, we definitely won't ever. I mean, it's so humbling. And Renee, anything you would like to share with Lavonne?
Oh, just thank you. Just thank you for everything. Lavonne has been such an inspiration to me. She has been motivating. She has been a mentor to me. She has just been so incredibly awesome. She's one of those people in my life that has just left such an indelible impact, that whenever I go through things or have something on my mind, I'm like, I'm on the phone calling. this happened, and what do you think about this, and how should I do this? And so she's a great sounding board. She's so wise, and I'm just so grateful for everything she offers to me personally, also to Executive Help Now in the business as an advisor, and offer all the financial parts of the business. And she's brilliant. She's so super smart. She didn't tell you about all her degrees and certifications, but she's brilliant. And I'm just so thankful and grateful that Lavonne is in my life, part of Executive Help Now, part of the Renee Speaks family. And so glad that you could join us today, Lavonne.
And I'm happy to be here. Oh, you have a question for me? I'm happy to be here. I want to say, while Renee is saying that, how proud I am of her. And I've seen her, like she said, behind the scenes, just going through, and when she runs into challenges, it doesn't take her out, but she actually stops and strategizes around the challenge to push towards her goals and her efforts. I haven't seen much people actually have the level of tenacity that Renee has. So I am very proud to be here, to be a part of today's celebrations. 1 year, many people came in after 30 days. So for a whole year, that should be celebrated.
Ooh,
Yes, been an awesome journey. Talking about journeys, where are you, Lavonne, in your journey? What updates can you share with us? Anything in your life or business?
In my journey right now, I would say that I am in the journey of growth. And I was just speaking with someone earlier that, there are seasons for everything. There's sometimes the planting and developing season. And then after you plant, then there's the cultivating and growing season. And then there's the season where you are just harvesting everything that you have spent time growing and cultivating. So I think right now in my journey, I am in the growing and developing stage of that season where we've planted, we're working, now we're cultivating and developing and making sure that any weak areas are strengthened. As I mentioned with Renee, strategies are in place for the next level and the next phase of growth. I feel like that's the stage I'm in my journey.
And we wish you all success for it. So glad to have you here. Thank you so much. Now I'm also going to invite you to hang out backstage with our next guest. And thank you so much, Lavonne.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. Congratulations, Renee.
All right, you're so welcome. Hang out backstage. You're going to love the game. So hold on.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Ross Brand.
Hey!
There he is. Welcome.
He's making an appearance.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Such a pleasure to have you. Also, so as a guest, what can you tell us about your experience being in this podcast?
Well, I guess I have to echo a lot about what Chris said. Is what really came to mind when I got this invite was that I remember when Renee was talking to me and she was saying, I'm going to launch a podcast. And, I've heard that a million times, and she's going to do some video, and I've heard that, a lot. And most podcasts, I think, what do they make it? 6 episodes, 8 episodes or something by the average podcast. Very few make it a year. So this is a tremendous accomplishment. And I've made it a year with great branding and with, consistent graphics and consistent outreach and great guests each week. And just the entire kind of portfolio of what you'd want to have if you put together a podcast. I think it's awesome. I know Chris was involved when you got started. I know May's been involved behind the scenes, and you've got a super talented team. But ultimately, it's you who stepped up as the host. You're the one who's putting your face to it and your voice, and you've been a great interviewer and host, and it's just been a thrill to watch somebody start and grow and just keep at it and keep getting better and keep getting more enthusiastic about what the possibilities are with a podcast and a video show.
Wow.
Renee, what was like to have Ross with all of his expertise in the podcast? What was like it?
Mind blowing. I think that I was sweating, like literally, like right now, you see me sweating, like there's little beads of sweat right here. I'm like, I am in the presence of greatness. He has the schedule that is so busy. He's so well known, so popular. He started out in radio. He already has a following. And for him to give up his time to be on my show, Lord, I better do right.
Well, you did, and I don't have it like to refer to or anything, but remember we also did an extra bonus session, the Renee Speaks Golden Nuggets. So we did the show, and then we did that, and I remember it was just such a natural conversation that probably between the two of them went on for almost an hour. But one of the things that we talked about was how many young people like want to be Mr. Beast. And, we always tell young kids who are interested in sports, because you're the best player in your high school or, you have a promising college career or whatever, it's still very slim, the number of people that make it to, pro sports where they're earning a big living and all that. Well, it's the same thing, with content creation. If you're trying to be Mr. Beast and make, millions to billions of dollars and have that kind of empire. But the cool thing is, if you want to do a podcast or a live stream show to promote your business, to get some new clients, to build up your brand, to, just get a little extra revenue stream coming in, that's very possible. And it's possible for a lot of people to be creators combined with other businesses and do well. So that's what I remember from our conversation is like, okay, there's the people are setting the sky as their destination. But, if you keep at it and you keep doing it, look what you've built in 1 year. And, I think it's a great asset for your business. It's a showcase, really, of what your business is about, the same attention to detail and guest experience and all that you put into this podcast.
Yes, absolutely. And I remember that conversation that we had, and we were talking about, the young people. And it's like, if you ask a young person today, what do you want to be when you grow up? They're like, I want to be a YouTube star. I want to have all this following and get all these likes and, all these things. And I remember hearing those things for the very first time. And I was like, what? Are you kidding me? Wait, I don't even, are you serious right now? But it's happening. And maybe they're not Mr. Beast, but I know, I've met several young people who have incredible following and are generating income, so I'm sure that there's in the future going to be, and maybe even now, some, legalities and laws around this income that young people are bringing in to either for their parents or for themselves, and how it all has to be managed and all that business. But that's a topic for another show. But it was a great conversation. I do remember that.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on 1 year. It's fantastic, really.
Thank you, Ross. Thank you. And
Ross, we'd love to hear also what's going on in your journey. What updates can you share with us?
Yeah, I mean, it's all been about working on my fourth book. The past 3 or 4 weeks has been nothing but that, and I just sent the manuscript to be formatted, so I'm excited. We're probably about a week and a half or so away from launching it on Amazon, and so that's been kind of my life the last month or so, and particularly with the deadlines that I set. And then I'm going to be at Podfest. I'm going to be speaking and be on a panel, and also there's an author event there, and it's pretty much my favorite event to go to. And Renee's going to be there, and unfortunately Chris won't be there this year, but I hope he's feeling better. But I just saw, I don't know why I missed it, but I just saw you're going to be a sponsor too, Renee.
I am a sponsor. I wish I had my Podfest sponsor graphic up here that has our Executive Help Now logo on it and everything.
There you go.
May. Oh my
May.
goodness.
She's on it.
She is the
All the time.
absolute best. So yes, Executive Help Now is a sponsor of Podfest 2024. It's their 10th anniversary, the largest show of podcast content creators, hosts, and it's educational, networking. It is just all kinds of awesomeness for everything podcasting. So, and you're going to be speaking, I believe, on monetizing podcasts, but there's all kinds of different tracks. That's what I love about it. There's so many different tracks that you can participate in based on whatever your needs are or what you want to learn more about. And they're just all these experts, nothing but subject matter experts in this whole conference. I love it. I'm so excited. I can't stand it.
What's your role? Is this like, are you going to have a booth? Are you going to be
actually,
speaking?
I stayed away from the booth because the booth ties you to the booth area.
Right.
And I didn't want to be tied down. This is my first time. I want to actually wander, meet people. I'm actually volunteering. I'll be at the registration desk, so I'll get to meet all the folks as they come in on Thursday and Friday. And I'll be, volunteering in that way. And I'll also maybe have a couple meetups at some point during the show or during the event where I can meet people face to face and talk more about our podcasting services that we're offering for an incredible guest experience. And to lighten the load of all the content creators and the hosts.
Yeah. I can't wait to see you there.
Well, thanks. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yet another event to look forward to, just like this one.
Right?
Birthday.
Absolutely.
Yes, thank you so much.
It's January 25th through the 28th. If anyone is in Orlando, Florida, or would like to join us, please click the registration on the website, Podfest.
Podfestexpo.com, I believe.
Thank you, Ross.
Sorry, I've been there this will be my 5th year, so
Podfestexpo.com. Thank you.
I was waiting to see maybe you had an affiliate link or something before I jumped in. But I don't either, so that's podfestexpo.com.
I love it.
Very helpful. So awesome to have you here again.
Thank you, Christian.
It's our pleasure, Ross. Thank you so much, sir. And I'm also inviting you to hang out backstage
Yes.
Congrats, Renee.
Thank you, Ross. I'll see you in a little bit as we play our game.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, join me and let us welcome Natalie Mullin. Hello, Natalie.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Happy birthday, Renee. So exciting.
Oh, thank you, Natalie. It's so good to see you.
You too.
What do you remember about being in the episode of Renee Speaks podcast?
What I remember the most is actually our chemistry. I think Renee and we just get along. So Renee has a beautiful spirit. And we were just laughing the whole time. We were just laughing and talking as if we knew each other for a really long time. So that was a blessing. In terms of the actual content, and it's funny because I was on Renee's podcast. Renee was also on mine. And so I was trying not to get the conversations mixed up. But something on Renee's podcast that we spoke about that kind of stuck with me. I was sharing my story of kind of how I became a wellness educator and a wellness coach. And I was talking about how I had gone through a really difficult marriage separation at the time and had to really start my own wellness journey to heal from that. And I had gone through a deep depression and there was a lot. It was just not a good time. And I just remember Renee saying, like, you know what, though? Oh, because I should mention this, my marriage was restored. So that was the exciting part and that was the blessing. And I remember Renee saying, Natalie, you put in the work. And a lot of people wouldn't put in the work. They would just say, well, it didn't work out. I'm done. I got to go. And it made me think, like, there's just not enough people talking about certain stories. So we don't hear a lot of people talking about marriage restoration. We don't even hear a lot of people saying that they want or believe that their marriage can be restored. We just hear people, well, it didn't work out, on to the next one. And so it really showed me that there's an opportunity and a space for people who are seeking alternative narratives and for people who are looking for hope and are looking for examples to see that it's already been done. And so that was a really good, I guess, seed into where I was headed. And I believe God really planted that for me, because I've now come up with a program called Separation to Restoration. And it's a coaching program, and it is a 12-week program to encourage spouses who don't want to give up on their marriage. Because I, for myself, knew what it was like to be in that hopeless place, but I also know what it's like to come to the other side. And I'm so passionate about helping people realize it doesn't have to be the end. Now, you can't control the other person, so there's no guarantee, but there are things that you can do on your own end to improve your own self, work on your own personal development, your own mindset, your own wellness. And so I'm just really grateful kind of for my journey. And now I can use my story to help impact others.
It's so fascinating and inspiring that the common thread in many stories of success, that it's impactful, because not all success can be impactful or even bring something of value to people's lives. But the common thread is painful experiences, isn't it? Just like with Lynn, she wrote a book about it, and it will have a power to transform people's lives. I just find it so fascinating and inspiring, because we tend to shy away or run away from pain, isn't it? But that's where sometimes true change comes from. It's just so inspiring that people like you and many of our guests were able, or were given that grace of just grow from it, not away from it.
That's right.
Absolutely.
So
I think it's going from pain to purpose. And I somebody else spoke, there's been so many amazing guests so far, but when you've gone through something difficult and you overcome it, and then you can now use your story to impact others, to share with others. And it's not always easy. Like, some stories you really don't want to relive. You really don't want to go through that pain again, but stories heal people, right? And so, and I can tell you, because if you've gone through something traumatic, the only people who truly understand it are people who've gone through the same thing. Like, other people can be compassionate, other people can be supportive and kind, but there is something about empathy. And if you have gone through that same thing, I can just look in someone's eyes and know if they've gone through the same thing that I've gone through. I can just tell. I'll be listening on the TV and I'm like, oh, I know what they're about to say. It's just, I recognize it. It's weird, but I recognize it. And at the same time, I know for me, when I was going through my situation, like, I only had 2 stories that could even give me hope of possibility. One was somebody on TV. I just happened to hear her talking in an interview. And one was somebody I met in person, or a dear friend of mine that I knew in person. And those 2 stories were the only 2 examples of real evidence that I had that this was even possible. And I think stories show possibility. It shows how you overcame. It shows resilience. And if it happened for somebody, it can happen for you too, because nobody is more special than the other person, right? We're all equally valued. We all have our importance. We all have our place here on the earth. And for me, I also, as a wellness coach, I also work with women who just kind of feel disconnected from their purpose. Like, they're not really sure what it's all about, and they're looking for that calling. How do they fulfill themselves, and how do they get off the hamster wheel of life? Because life is too short. We were meant to be abundant. We were meant to be thriving. And that's what Renee and I were talking about in the conversation too. And I still believe it to this day. And Renee is an example of a woman who's abundant and thriving, and not just on the outside, but on the inside. Like, Renee just has a kind, abundant spirit. And it's just been I'm really grateful to have been able to be on the show and be connected with you, Renee.
Awesome. Thank you, Natalie. The feeling is absolutely mutual. There were so many times in our conversation where what you said just resonated with my soul. Just truly, it's like I could feel where you were. I could relate so easily to what you were going through and what you had been through. And the conversation was just truly dynamic and life-changing. Not just for me, but for, folks in the audience as well. So thank you so much for sharing, and your transparency, and allowing yourself to put yourself out there, to share your story with us. Because as Lynn said in the comments, stories heal. People just need to know that somebody else has made it through. That gives them hope, and so I'm, so grateful, so happy for you that your marriage has been restored.
Yes, thanks to God.
So yes, God is the key to it all, keeping him in the center, living for him, being the wife that he called you to be truly makes all the difference in the world. Like you said, you can't do anything about the other person, whether it's a husband and a wife or a wife and, husband, whoever, whatever the situation is. When you focus on you, your relationship with God, being your best you, everything will work itself out.
And that's the thing. You just got to focus on your own wellness journey at the end of the day. And when you're thinking of, I don't remember who, but somebody was talking about personal development. I think it was Coach G. And it's like, you just have to work on yourself. How can you be a better version of you? How can you be the version of yourself that you desire to be? And do you even know who you desire to be? Like, I think some people just wake up and they just go through life, but there's no thought, there's no intention, there's no direction. It's just a hamster wheel. And I think that if we can get more intentional and just kind of sit still and really figure out what do we want for our lives, that's the first step to leading to a fulfilling life. And then we need the action plan, and then go take the action. Please go take the action and do the thing.
I'll just talk about it. Be about it. Awesome.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, I think Christian was going to ask one more question and then invite you to stay for the after party.
Sure.
Just like with the rest of the guests, is there anything else you would like to share with us about your life or business?
Sure.
Okay.
Where to begin? I'll give you my whole story. No, I'm joking. in 2 minutes. Okay. So one is that I have really had an opportunity to do a lot of public speaking. And so I'm very passionate about doing more public speaking in the future. So if anybody's hearing me and has opportunities or wants me to speak at any of their events or something, I would love to. And the second thing is that my second season of my podcast, From a Full Cup, is launching on February 1st. And something that Chris said in the beginning that it's so true. It's like your first couple episodes really aren't that great. I thought about deleting mine and putting it back on again because I was just kind of reading my script and I just sounded so robotic, but it does get better. And even now, like, I feel like a whole first season has come. And I think for my second season, there's lots of changes that I want to make. There's improvement, but you just have to go through the process. And, to anyone who hung out with me in the first season, thank you. I promise it's going to get even better for the second season. But when you're purpose-led and purpose-driven, you just stay focused and you keep going, and it will work itself out in the end. So just how Renee had the idea, let me do this podcast, and she just keeps pushing it, and look at this beautiful thing it's grown out to. And I just want to give a shout out to May, because with the emails and the coordination and the clapping, like, everything is just so amazing in terms of how the podcast is produced. It's so well done. I've never seen this from anybody else before, so it's beautiful.
Awesome. Thank you. Clap.
Yeah, awesome.
Thank you, Natalie.
Thank you.
And also, we're inviting you to hang out backstage for now as we welcome our next and last guest, Rebecca Thomas.
Did Rebecca join us? Is she there? Is she just off camera?
Oh, she's not here. Oh, okay.
Oh, that's okay.
Well, then I suppose it's time for our game, isn't it?
Yay! All right, I love games.
So before we wrap up, let's hear a closing message. I'm sorry. Let's gather all of our fantastic guests on screen. Thank you all for staying backstage. Every party needs some fun games, right? So we're going to have one. And I know that there is at least one person that really intends to win. I'm looking at you, Lynn.
Very intimidating. Very
Lynn,
intimidating.
I'm coming for you. I'm competitive too, so let's go.
Love it.
So we'll be playing Guess the Title using emojis. That's the name of the game. The title using emojis. So we'll show a set of emojis and you'll guess their meaning based on a specific category. So let's start with a sample, and Take it out. Take it
Wait,
from here,
do we
mate.
just yell it out?
Yep,
Yeah.
and Christian's gonna score.
I don't know the buzzer.
I know. I want to like whack something.
No whammies. No whammies.
In advance.
Well,
Wait
we're
a
gonna have
minute.
to rely on
Christian,
honesty.
what do we win? Is there some sort of? Do we just win the undying respect of Renee Hastings, or
Okay.
what?
To get Renee Speaks merch.
Oh yes.
I was thinking
Okay,
a
it's on now.
Podfest
All right.
ticket or maybe the plane ticket, but I guess not.
Sorry.
That's the 5th year anniversary.
Right. Your anniversary. I got you. Universe.
Okay, so is there a topic or a theme? We just guess emojis.
Yeah.
Remember,
so this
I've eaten a lot of sugar to stay awake. It is 2 some a.m. in the morning. So what comes out of my mouth might not be as appropriate. I need to listen to guidance here.
Yeah. So what will happen is I'll show a set of emojis and then a category, and then we'll kind of guess what that is. If the category is, let's say, Disney, then you'll guess the title of Disney movie.
Were you
So
going to
it's
do a
very
sample round? I'm not
Yeah,
sure if I
yeah.
Ross, can you speak emoji?
And I've only seen the very first one, so I don't even know what has been created, y'all. So
You
I'm gonna say
frozen.
something.
Snowball.
I'm gonna say that
Okay,
it's
so
gonna
here
get
it
interesting.
is.
It's gonna get
Yes,
interesting because we're gonna rely on honesty. Since we don't have a buzzer, it's gonna be
Snow
like,
White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Oh,
There you have
that
it.
was good.
Well, let's go. That doesn't count.
Yeah.
No, that doesn't count, unfortunately.
That was a
That's
sample
just a
one.
sample.
I won't get one from here on out. I promise you.
Okay, are you guys ready for the next one?
I'm ready.
Ready. 3, 2, 1.
Ratatouille.
Oh, who's that?
Oh, that
I
was Lynn and Chris
Lynn and
together.
Chris. Okay, yeah, let's together.
You have
Lynn and
time.
Chris get a
Half a
point.
point. Is that what- who has the better internet connection? Is who got in first.
Okay, yeah, it's Ratatouille. All right. Next in 3, 2, 1.
Angry Birds.
The dwarfs?
That was
Sad, happy.
Emotions.
emotions.
Was that a movie? What was the name of that movie that talked about emotions?
I have no
It's a
clue.
Disney movie.
Yeah. I can see it, but I don't know it.
All right, we need a timer.
The cute little blue guy.
Time's up.
No one knows the answer. It
No.
is
No.
Inside Out.
Inside
No one
Out.
knows this movie?
Jeez, that was
What
that?
boo, boo.
I think we should take that one out.
Okay. All right, next in 3, 2, 1.
Snow White.
No.
No.
Frosty the
Frozen.
Snowman?
Frozen, yep.
Frozen. Oh, did
You
Chris
said
say
Frozen?
Frozen?
Somebody
I
said
said
Frozen
Frozen.
before me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lynn said
Lynn said it
Frozen.
first. Christian, are you
Okay, Lynn.
right?
Won this one, right? Okay.
1.5.
All
It's
right.
Frozen.
Frozen. Good job, Lynn.
3, 2, 1.
Ooh,
Little Mermaid.
What? Who said
yeah,
that?
Finding Nemo.
I think that was Natalie.
Natalie?
You said Little
Oh, Little
Mermaid.
Mermaid.
That's Little
The Little Mermaid. Good job,
So,
Natalie.
Sebastian
Natalie. Okay.
Dance.
1 point for Natalie.
Yep.
Natalie's
Okay,
on the
next.
board.
And 3, 2, 1.
Titanic.
Titanic.
Who said that?
Oh, I thought we were still in Disney. I was like, what Disney movie has a ship?
Who said
Who was that?
Titanic?
Me.
Lynn,
Natalie.
Lynn said Titanic. Was that right?
And
Oh,
Natalie.
And Natalie
Lynn.
too. Natalie too.
Natalie.
So we have a
Yeah.
tie. Okay.
Okay, next in 3, 2.
Wait, hold
1.
on. Is that right? Okay, yes.
I-
Titanic is correct.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry. Okay, next in 3,
Not ice ship
2,
like I thought. Okay.
1.
Triangle, circles.
Oh, Squid Games.
Oh, who said that?
Natalie?
Yes.
Good
Squid Game.
game.
Yeah.
Okay, that was Natalie.
Okay.
It's getting interesting.
Okay, somebody turn off Natalie's mic.
Okay, next in 3, 2, 1.
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Oh, that should be right.
Is that a TV show?
I don't think they ever had a TV show.
As the World Turns?
As the world turns.
Oh, the soap opera. That's a
TV
good guess.
show. Oh, The Big Bang Theory? Is it The Big Bang Theory?
No, it's not. So someone without hair, a bald person, and then there's like this water drop, earth, fire, wind.
Oh, is it
I never can remember
the Aquaman?
No.
It's Power Rangers. Power Rangers. Okay, no one got it.
No one got it.
Is it Power Rangers?
Avatar. Bender.
Yeah, we have water,
Guys,
earth.
in blue.
Boo.
No one gets it. Okay, next.
There's no 12-year-olds on the show.
One.
Oh, I know this one.
Money Heist.
Oh,
there's it.
yeah, that's what I meant to say.
Yeah, Money Heist. Lynn got the point.
Yep, Money Heist.
You have to actually say it to get the point, unfortunately.
Lynn, weren't you speaking for the both of us?
I heard it, Lynn.
I think Lynn was saying for both of us, right, Lynn?
Did you say it too, Natalie?
No, but I said it through Lynn.
Oh, you said it through Lynn.
She channeled herself.
Oh, I love it.
You receive like a 25 point or something.
No, I think Lynn gets the whole point.
No, it's okay. Lynn gets the point. It's okay. I still have time to recover.
Okay, next in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, these are Netflix.
Black Mirror.
There
Oh,
it is.
yes, Natalie said Black Mirror. I said it too. Oh, I didn't know. Sorry.
Dang, for all these successful entrepreneurs, y'all sure watch a lot of TV.
No judgment.
The same
Was that a
thing.
tie?
When do they have time to watch?
I know.
I know they are, but I don't actually watch these shows. So, in my defense,
Okay.
Right, so that point goes to Natalie, I think, right?
Natalie and Lynn, or
Oh, so was it a tie?
I think
so
Lynn
I
could
don't
take
know
a
the
pause
delay. You guys
personally.
can hear it, so I don't know the delay, but I said it too.
Okay, so they each
It's
all right.
okay.
Next
a tie,
in
okay.
3, 2, 1.
Dancing Queen.
Dancing Queen.
Oh, man. I heard Renee on that one.
Renee.
Was that a tie? I said it too.
Sorry.
All right,
Oh my
next in
That's my only
3.
point.
That's your
So
only
wait,
point. Yeah.
who was was it a tie again?
No, it was me. It was all me.
I mean, I did say it at the same time, but I'll give the Queen Renee. It's her birthday. She can have the point. It's okay.
It's your birthday.
Thank you for my point.
You're welcome. That's the gift I got for you.
Okay, let's try the next one. In 3, 2, 1.
Number star. 1, 2, 3, 4.
No, Stairway to Heaven? No.
No.
It's a song.
Twinkle Twinkle.
Counting
I don't
Stars?
know.
Counting stars.
Counting Stars.
Dang, it's about time.
Zone.
Okay, now the question is, did you know that was an actual song?
I don't know what that song is.
I don't even know that song. How does it
Do
go?
you know
Chris?
that song, Chris?
Counting Stars, Dancing Queen. I don't know. Listen, you don't have to know the song. You just got to get the right answer. God, feeling
True,
like
that is true.
Should this be like worth 5 points or something?
yeah, thank you. May's on my side. Yeah.
Okay,
No,
next
only
in
if you can
3.
sing it do you get 5 points.
okay. Okay. All right. That's fair.
Oh, it's One
Okay,
Republic.
3, 2, yeah.
All right, next.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, Mario, Super Nintendo thing?
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah, Super
What's
Mario
the
Brothers.
complete?
Super Mario, yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I got the right answer.
Correct. Who said a complete?
I think it was Natalie.
Let's go. I'm on.
I think I helped Chris.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
you get
Natalie helped Chris. So they each did a blank.
Oh, come on.
It was a collaboration.
And actually, that's the last one.
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So
no,
what's the scores?
What's the score?
It's like Lynn 100, everybody else 4.
Well, now it depends.
What's the score, Christian?
Was the last one a tie, or was it only Chris?
The last one was worth 48 points. That's what May said. It's over here in the chat. Can you guys not see that?
So the third place is for Chris Stone with 3 points.
3?
Third place, you said?
I thought I had more than 3. That's embarrassing.
The second place, and this will reveal the winner, was Natalie Mullin.
Game's done.
And
Announcement's done.
from Thailand at 2 a.m. in the morning, running on sugar and coffee. The winner with 5 points, Lynn Howard.
I'm wondering if the sugar is an unfair advantage, though. I'd like a referee to.
And we got to be better prepared next time.
Coffee. I just didn't want to drink coffee at 1 a.m. So
I love it. Love it.
That was so much fun.
It was so much fun.
Anyway.
I'm
wish we
glad
had
you guys
more.
had a good time with that. That was and thank you, Natalie, for my point. I truly love my gift.
Don't spend it all in one place.
I know. I saved on the wrapping, so it's all good. Yeah.
There you go.
I love
Well,
it.
it's been an awesome time. Before we wrap up, let's hear a closing message from each guest. Chris, starting with you. Any final thoughts?
Thank you so much. It was great meeting everyone that I hadn't met before, and hearing your stories and hearing how that Renee's journey and how it affected you. I think it was really cool to sit here backstage. I think I didn't know what to expect. I was like, am I going to be sitting here multitasking while everybody's talking? And it was really great to hear that. And I think it takes a lot to pull together a show like this, not only to herd all of us cats, but to also make it fun like you did. So thank you so much to May for pushing the buttons so well back there. And I'm glad the world got to see you. So thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chris.
Lavonne Smith, any final thoughts?
Oh, Lavonne had to head to a meeting, so she had to sign off. So, but yeah,
What
it was
about
great
Coach
having
G?
her on the show.
Oh, Coach
What-
G. Is,
Coach G, did
Had
she
to
have
go.
to drop?
She had to.
Yes,
Yeah, she had
an
an emergency.
issue to take care of.
Okay, let's hear from Heather.
I feel extremely honored to be among such very accomplished and very interesting guests. And I think that getting to see May on this side of the screen is fun because she is such an amazing and talented behind the scenes person. And you know what they say, the right hand is always what helps the star look the best. So great to see you and great to meet all of y'all. I was trying to find your book, Lynn, on Audible. So I'll keep looking until I can see it. Just really a lot of great information and an inspiring hour and a half that I've gotten to spend with y'all. So thank you and happy birthday, Renee.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Heather. It's been great having you on the show today. And I'm so excited for all of us and what we're all doing together, even still. But in 2024, it's going to be amazing.
Thank you so much. The winner of the game, Lynn Howard.
Hey, first of all, yes, to what the other ones have said so far, Renee and team. May, it's so great to see you on this side. And absolutely, it's always wonderful to see the team members be able to step up as well in the spotlight and be able to get the recognition that you deserve because so much goes on behind the scenes. But Renee, I'm so incredibly proud and absolutely super excited to see this next year and how much more you grow and all of the other things that you bring. And it was so wonderful to see all of the guests and have so much fun. And I agree with you, Chris. Like, it was definitely captivating to listen to everybody's stories and just have little touch points, even though we've listened to the podcasts throughout the year. So congratulations again. Happy birthday, and to another extremely, extremely successful year. I'm super excited to be a part of your journey and watch you grow.
Thank you, Lynn. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you. Mr. Ross Brand.
Well, clearly I have a great talent for playing the emoji game. You heard me throughout the entire thing. And, no, I mean, in addition to what everybody else said, it was great to hear Chris Stone sing another song in the melody of Dancing Queen.
That will live in infamy.
That'll be a moment to always remember. But seriously, like, congratulations, Renee. Look at all the talent you brought together, and all these wonderful people to learn from and to meet and to reconnect with. And of course, May, I thought your first public moment was going to be when I mentioned you in my book, but hey, this is even better. You're on camera, and everybody knows what an awesome job you do behind the scenes, producing and helping us all look good. And of course, Renee, you're a wonderful host, and I couldn't be more excited about what you've done and the future with both your company and the show.
Well, thank you. I just adore you, working with you. It's been so amazing. We've learned so much. Thank you so much for being here today.
And thanks to Chris for making the introduction.
Right?
He actually introduced the two of us, so thank you, Chris.
You are welcome.
Thank you so much. Let's hear from Natalie.
Yes, second place winner.
Silver medalist.
Silver medalist. It still counts. I had a lot of fun. And Renee, this just speaks to you and the kind of people that are attracted to you. The fact that, like, I've never met anybody on this screen before, but we're all synergizing. We're getting along well, positive spirits, uplifting. That just shows the kind of community that you're fostering, the kind of community that you're growing. And so it's an honor to be a part of it. And again, May and whoever else is in the team, Christian. And it's really nice when a leader like you, Renee, allows your team to shine as well. That shows authentic leadership. And so I love that. And just hearing everyone's stories and, you know, the way that they get to where they are now. Like, I think it's always important to look back and see what motivates you and what inspires you, what pushes you and what forces you. And so I'm grateful to be here. Happy birthday. And I look forward to celebrating another wonderful year with you.
Oh, thank you, Natalie. Thank you. I'm so glad that you were able to join us today. It's truly been a treat. And thank you for entertaining us throughout the game and throughout this whole happy birthday experience. It's been so great having you on the show. So thank you. And thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Finally, if I'm not missing anyone, I believe it's time for Renee to just, our very own host, to share her thoughts about this wonderful date.
All right. So for my final closing remarks as the host of Renee Speaks, I just cannot express enough how truly blessed I feel that to have all of you in my life and a part of this journey. It's truly been one of the most incredible experiences of my whole life. And it's just been like something I've never experienced before. And meeting all 46 of our 2023 guests was truly amazing. It was a delight, and all their contributions brought just a wealth of knowledge, not only to me, but also enriched the lives of our audience, which continues to grow thanks to all of you and your support, liking, sharing, subscribing, referring business, the whole thing. I just appreciate you. Cannot thank you enough. Everyone had all these golden nuggets to share. I have been more educated. I feel like I have a college degree level education with all of the different guests that we've had on the show, and learning from them and gleaning from their expertise and their experiences to help not only me, but our audience be the best entrepreneurs, business people we can be. So the impact of this experience has truly just been beyond words. And I'm thrilled to share that the 2024 lineup is already looking great. And I just can't wait to see how the rest of it unfolds with each passing day. So I'm looking forward to continuing on this fantastic journey. I think that's the name of a song, if I'm not mistaken.
What's the emoji? What's the emoji?
We got to get one together here. But yeah, this fantastic journey as we all still continue to just contribute, share, learn, and grow together, you guys. This has just been so phenomenal. And to all of you guests today and to everyone in the audience, just remember, you were made for something great. So go and be awesome.